Feeling nice, cooking up with safari spice. Jerk chicken, yes, yes please. Sizzle, sizzle, better hit. Safari spice, oh let it flow. Feel that rhythm, let it go. Dancing while we cook tonight. Safari spice, your delight. Ooh yeah, let's pop flavors then. What's up, guys? What is up? I'm here with the Yeti. Check it, check it. Can you guys hear me? I'm still stuck with my Yeti. I'm gonna order a new mic today. I said that last time, but hey, let's get into it really quick. We don't have a lot of time. I'm telling you, next time I come in here, I'm gonna have on t-shirt, baseball hat. I can't be. This is too much. You do the nails and the hair and the makeup. I could have just rocked the microphone, but I thought it'd be more engaging if I come on. But I'm just gonna have to get a baseball hat and get it done. So, because I don't have time to be trying to get ready to go live. So look, before we get started, you know how we do. Better pack. Curry. Anybody trying to make curry, curry chicken, curry shrimp, curry goat, any better pat. Better pack. Okay? Is voted number one. You get this one, all right? The original. Don't get counterfeit. Don't get country crock, country style. I like country style oxtail seasoning, but not for the curry. For the curry, we're gonna go with better pot. So I just made I cooked up a pot of curry goat. I'll drop the link. So just go in my playlist, go to beef, and you'll find it there. Anyway, what are you guys up to? 5 more days to jury selection. Can you feel the intensity? Can you feel the hype? Can you see like we're getting closer and closer to the countdown? So I'm gonna read this off really quickly to you guys. Diddy has four law firms working for him. One law firm I think is working on his appeal. Don't ask me which one. I'm not sure. One of his attorneys gets $2,500 an hour. $2,500 an hour. The government already came to him. They offered him a plea. He was like, nope. He's fighting like an innocent man. He's like, I'm innocent. My name is Emmett. I ain't in it. I'm going to be innocent. I'm going to fight to the end. I don't know what the feds offered him. 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. I don't know. Whatever it was, he turned it down. We already went through the 4 or 5 witnesses. One of them may be a blank worker. We already went through who Daphne Joy, possibly Cassie, her friend who was hung over the balcony, and the other one, maybe Gina. We already went through that, right? I gotta focus. It's so much going on with Shannon Sharp and this and that. I gotta stay on top. Let's stay on topic. Well, I came on here to stay on topic. Because I did listen, I'm gonna say this. I just saw Mary J. Blige. I saw the last day of her 40-day tour in Miami. And it's funny because I saw her tour on Sunday and she got hit with a $5 million lawsuit on Monday, which was crazy. So I think the next time maybe tomorrow, I'm gonna come back on here tomorrow and give you my whole Mary J. synopsis. But okay, allegedly, let's get into these documents where we're at. So you know that Monday, he tried to stall for 2 months. The judge was like, hell no, I'll give you 2 weeks. He was like, no, I need 2 months. He wanted the speedy trial. So jury selection is going to start. There's going to be 12 jurors in the state of New York. They can go as far as upstate New York, that they're going to be sequestered. They're going to ask them about their sexual preferences. They're going to ask them if they do drugs. You already know Diddy tried to say he was insane. He took the drugs and he got insane. And that's why he was violent and he beat up Cassie. But I don't understand. Were you on drugs when you hit Steven Stout in the head with a bottle? Were you on drugs when you beat up what was his name? Your partner at Bad Boy, Kurt Burrows? You beat him up with a bat? When you shot the girl in her face, the dopest nerd, you shot her in the face allegedly at the club in Manhattan with J-Lo? Were you on drugs then? When you stomped out her belly, when she was pregnant and you stomped out her belly, were you on drugs then? Were you temporary insanity? Like you cannot, come on, the feds are going back 15, 20 years. So you were temporarily insane. Well, I said, sir, if you were addicted to drugs, then you go to rehab center. Now he's going through withdrawal, whatever. So let's look at these documents. We're going to read these documents. Should I share my screen while we do it or should I just freestyle it? We can share the screen. How about that? Let's share my screen. I'm going to go here. I think I'm getting better with this. Let's see if I can do this. All right, guys, we are sharing the screen. So April 23rd, 2025, via email, was email from attorneys from Diddy's, one of Diddy's law firms. I'm not sure which one. It was sent email to the Honorable Arun Submahirian. Arun, was he the judge on Jeffrey Epstein's case? Was that the judge? Let me see. I think it was. Judge Arun. This is what happens when you come on here and you freestyle and you're not ready. It was on Jeffrey Epstein trial. He didn't even go to trial. He did. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure. I'd have to look that up. Let me look. I'm gonna stick a pin. I'm gonna take a note. I'm gonna take my notes, man. This is getting deep. All right. It was Judge Arun, the same judge. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. As Diddy. I'm gonna do my homework and I'm gonna come back. Okay, so the United States District Judge, Southern District of New York, 500 Pearl Street, New York, 1007, regarding United States versus Combs, 24 CR 542. Shout out to the DiddyDocket.com on Twitter. The judge, okay, Mr. Combe writes to object to the government's latest and much belated enterprise letter, which was sent to the defense at 11:15 p.m. on Sunday, April 20th, more than 2 weeks after the grand jury returned their third superseding indictment. Ooh, I thought that they're up to third. I think there was 4 superseding indictments. I can't keep up. Is it 4 or is it 5? Was it 4? It's 5 witnesses, right? 4 female, 1 blank worker, male or female. I don't know about minors. Anybody know anything about minors? Oops, timed out. Okay, so see Exhibit A. Prosecutors in the district provide enterprise letters in Rico, racketeering enterprise, criminal enterprise cases to provide notice and thrust to enable defendants to prepare for trials. Indeed, prosecutors often file somewhat bare bones RICO indictments and then rely on enterprise letters to fill in key details not specified in the indictment. But for that notice giving function to have any practical value, the letters must be provided to the defense reasonably in advance of a trial, recognizing the necessary to court's pre-trial scheduling, ordering the government to file this 5 enterprise letter by February 1st. They're saying that, they put the superseding indictment at the last minute and they're not ready, and that's why they pushed back for 2 months. But the judge is like, no, we're moving forward because the judge is busy. You know, that MDC Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn they got Luigi in there, they got Kate. They're like, let's go next. But Diddy was the one. He was like speedy trial. He thought he was going to get on house arrest, go in, go out. They thought he was going to take his bail, his $50 million, all of his family's passports. That didn't happen. So of course now he's not ready. They're not ready. That's why he had to hire another law firm. What is an enterprise letter? Anybody knows what an enterprise letter is? Here's my typing. Enterprise letter, large scale organization for a corporation with multiple divisions of departments of complex structure. Enterprise letter. That don't sound right. Okay. An enterprise letter can refer to several things depending on content. It could mean a formal letter written by a business or a customer. Okay, it's just formal letter. It's just fancy terminology. Why do we stop screening? I think when I jump to another page, it stops screening. Okay, see? I'm getting better at this. Let's go back. They're saying that whatever superseding indictment, enterprise letters should have been served by February 1st. Of course, today is April 29th. So they're 3 months late. The government has utterly failed to comply that order. It has repeatedly filed supplemental letters adding new evidence and new theories, at least weeks pre-trial hearings. This court noted that the government's proposed Rule 413404B evidence was not identified until March 26, long after February 1st deadline for the government's enterprise letter. April 18th, The court is sensitive to the defense's concern.
Web search is restricted for this device.
Okay, got it. The government has utterly failed to comply with that order. It has repeatedly filed supplemental letters adding new evidence and new theories. At last week's pretrial hearing, this court noted that the government's proposed Rule 413-404 evidence was not identified until March 26, long after February 1st deadline for the government's enterprise letter. The court is sensitive to the defense's concern with so little time before trial, adding alleged victims, especially when underlying allegations are subsequently different from what is especially alleged indictment that has been focused on this case is potentially prejudicial. It thus excluded much of the government's preferred evidence in that due to late is insufficient. Okay. They're basically like, they're scrambling. They're scrambling and scraping. How did Diddy always say, you like it when I'm scrambling and scraping, honey? You like it? What did he say to the French Montana? You like when I'm scrambling, honey? I'm scrambling and scraping. Fabulous. How come you don't party with me no more? Why you don't party? You want to party with me no more? Fabulous. Crazy. Okay. They filed the motion. It's too late. They're saying what you're doing is illegal, Mr. Government. You're coming down at too late. It's illegal. Pause. All right. Now they filed another document. Let's go read this one now. Okay, let's share it again. Let's go, guys. Okay, here we go. So this document was sent on Friday, April 25th. This Friday to the same judge. Okay, Judge Arun. I'm not gonna pronounce his last name. It says, "Dear Judge, during the court conference on Friday, April 25th, 2025, defense counsel raised the concern that the government was adding racketeering acts in enterprise letters that were not voted by the grand jury." What? The defense argued that if the government was seeking to try Mr. Combs on acts not found by the grand jury, this would violate the Fifth Amendment right to grand jury indictment. The court inquired as to any precedent that would fit counsel's argument. Counsel responded that we would submit a short letter addressing the court's inquiry on this sole point. Although we have not identified authority focused on the precise facts here, the Second Circuit decision in United States versus Bastiano cited. Hold on. I think my screen stopped sharing. I gotta cut the timer off on my computer because when the screen timer comes on, I stop sharing. Okay. The court stated that pattern is an essential. Although we have not identified authority, focus, and precise facts here, the Second Circuit decision, United States versus Bastiano, cited on April 23rd, 2025, letter generally supports their proposition that the government cannot add or change the pattern of racketeering activity voted by the grand jury. The court stated that the pattern is an essential element of racketeering. Once the grand jury has charged a pattern of racketeering common to the number of defendants, only the grand jury, not the court, may decide whether an individual defendant should be charged with a different pattern of co-defendants plead guilty. Our concern is that the government substituting a different pattern of racketeering for the pattern charged by the grand jury. By adding acts of enterprise letters not found by the grand jury, the government has violated the holding of Bastiano. Assuming that the government has been permitted to argue that the jury may convict basis on racketeering as not presented to the grand jury, we reserve the right to issue again either in Fed crime context. Okay, let's go. Let's break this down. I am not a lawyer. I'm just reading layman's terms like you and me. They're not ready. They want to delay. The grand jury didn't vote on Rico indictment, but they threw the Rico in there anyway. And then the lawyers are like, but the grand jury didn't agree to that. So what are the? It's Rico is number one. The other one is coercement. Did they coerce? Forced labor, right? Coercement, forced labor, and transportation. Transportation for prostituting. Now, see, they only got to get, he has like 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got 4 charges, right? I think. They only got to get one. Even if you get one charge, okay, you throw out the Rico. Okay, the Southern District, like, okay, Rico, the grand jury didn't vote on Rico. We pushed it in there anyway. We're just gonna overload you. They just overcharge, charge, and that you have to fight now. That's why a lot of people just settle and they don't go up against the government because who has the money to pay these lawyers? His lawyers $2,500 an hour. They just bury you in paperwork. Come on, the feds are giving the feds are giving this law firm 3,000 pages per day. Take that 3,000. Who could go through all those pages? You're gonna run out of money. That's why people just take a plea. But he thinks he's innocent, so he didn't want to plea. So Rico, they can't prove the Rico. The Rico was late. Throw it out. Okay, you still got three other charges, and everyone they got 5 videos of Cassie being abused in that hotel. 5. We only saw one. We saw one. The grand jury's gonna have to watch 5 plus the free court videos. Plus those videos is oh my god, that jury. Do you think people want to be on that jury? Would you want to be put a one? If you would want to be on that jury, put a one in the box. If you wouldn't want to be on it, don't be on it. I'm biased. Personally, I think I'm biased. I would be biased to be on it. I'll be honest with you. Only because I was close with Pop. So I'd be like, Yana, I'll probably get on it though. I would get on it and just vote it how I want to vote it. But I have my, personal feelings about that. But anyway, I'm not on here to talk about that. Let's talk about the facts. Allegedly. Let's just talk about these. I'm just allegedly reading the facts, right? So what's going to be the easiest charge to get him on? See, people are like, why are you showing the video with Cassie? That shouldn't matter. That's domestic violence. That's past the statute of limitations. If she would have charged him back in LA back then, he would have been facing for simple battery is a year, but for domestic violence, they were in a relationship and he hit her. That's 6 years. That's up to 6 years. But they're like the statute of limitations up on that. Even though he apologized, he's gonna say, well, that's not me because they sped up the tape. Yada yada yada. Right? But But what I'm saying is the video is going to prove that there was another worker in the room and she was trying to escape. So remember, forced labor. He was her boss. She was his artist. She was an employee. She was in a contractual agreement. They were making music together. There was another worker there. She didn't want to work there. She wanted to leave. So he forced labor against her will, coercion, right? When there's 5 videotapes, remember now we only saw one, but there's 5 and the jury has to sit there and watch all that. So they only got to get you. What I'm saying is that, so what? You throw out the Rico, right? Let's say you throw out the Rico. There's 4 other charges, 4 other charges. They only got to get you on one, hit you with 20 years. If he's 54, he may not get out till he's 75, but I'm sure he already has one law firm already working on an appeal. So before I jump off, we got stuff to do. Shout out to those podcasters. This podcast is on here. They on here 24/7, 360. I don't have that type of time. I would love to sit on here with you all day, every day. Shout out to me. This is me in 1989. Right here. 1989, Tommy Boy Records. Yep. I was on the cover of Source Magazine too. I'll put that up when I get a chance. I've been busy. The 90s. I survived the 90s, guys. Can I get a thumbs? Can you hit that like button because I survived the 90s? I want to shout out to a couple of podcasters that I love watching. The Lead Attorney. Oh my God, may God bless you. I'm always praying for you, for your health, that you beat your cancer. The Lead Attorney, I love him. Follow him. I like Tisa Tells. I always shout her out all day, every day. She's always on it. Make It Make Sense is cool. Jamel Peterson is crazy. And Chuck No Joke. Chuck No Joke is funny. There's somebody else I'm missing. There's somebody else I follow that I miss. I don't know. Dopest Nerd, I shouted out earlier. Anyway, okay, guys. I'm just rambling. So they have all inspired me to come on here and just follow the trial. Where does it manifest from there? Who knows? But I know a lot of y'all just come on here because y'all like to cook. Y'all like to watch me cook. But anyway, let me read this last statement. Let me share my screen. Actually on my way out. So they're saying the case of United States versus Bassiano. So they're saying that Well, let's read it first. They're saying Diddy's attorney is saying they're in violation of Bassiano. And I hope they did not chat GPT none of this, because the judge don't like when you use cases. Chat GPT will lie. Will lie. It'll say, give me this case. And if the case doesn't exist, it'll lie. It'll lie and make it up. You see this, right? And then be like, order in the court. You got to go. Throw it out. Order in the count. Order in the court. So it's saying the United States versus Bassiano addresses double jeopardy concerns in the prosecution of Vincent Bassiano. I hope I'm saying his name right. Bassiano, the leader of organized the Banano organized crime family. The Second Circuit Court of Appeals examined whether subsequent charges constitute the same offense as prior convictions, potentially violating the double jeopardy clause. Vincent Bassiano was convicted 2006-2007 for racketeering activities related to the Baniano crime family. He faced a third trial on a new indictment charge with one count substantive racketeering, two counts conspiracy to murder, aid racketeering, one count murder and aid racketeering. Bastian argued that these charges violated double jeopardy, was the same basic pattern of racketeering activity, which he had already been prosecuted. Context of successive racketeering prosecution under the Racketeer Influence Corrupt Organization. He was the acting boss of the Bonanno crime family, challenged his prosecution on certain counts of a subsequent indictment, arguing that the Constitution. Oh, wow. Hold on. I got to turn the thing off. The thing is timing out. Basically, okay, so they're saying this sounds like double jeopardy. Let me stop sharing this. It sounds like a double jeopardy because they're trying to bring in the J Lo, the shooting in the nightclub. They're bringing in the shooting in the nightclub. So I guess his attorney is like with the hammer, like judge, or the lawyer's like, that's double jeopardy. Stop it. The lawyer, this is really good. Like these lawyers are getting money. You're getting the best of the best. It's like the best attorneys. This is a dream team. The best attorneys money can buy versus United States Southern District of New York has a 95% conviction rate. So they're like, Diddy's lawyers are like, you cannot charge him with Rico because the grand jury did not agree for a Rico charge. Number one. Number two, Diddy's trying to say insanity. Throw it out. You can't put him in jail because he was insane off the drugs. So were you insane for the last 30 years? Because you was doing your shenanigans from Howard College. They were saying at Howard College, you was in there with a belt, beating some girl with a belt. You're one of your girlfriends because she wouldn't come out the class and talk to you, crazy nut. So also, his attorney is saying double jeopardy. You cannot bring the nightclub, what happened in the Shine already got paid off, whatever his money, 50,000, did 10 years, double jeopardy. You cannot prosecute the same man twice for the same crime. So throw out the club, throw out the Rico. They tried to throw out the tape for Cassie, but the judge said nope. They were like, throw out that case. But he apologized. He apologized because he was high. He's like Shannon Sharp. Why don't you shut up and zip your mouth? Zip it. Zip. Be quiet. You got money. Give the lawyer. Let him talk. Anyway, guys, I don't know. I'm rambling. I'm sorry I wasn't ready. I wasn't as ready. I'm trying my best. I'm gonna get there. We're gonna thug it out. Let me tell you, I'm gonna be here with my coffee and my baseball hat, no makeup, in the trenches, and because it's gonna be 12 weeks. Jury selection starts Monday, May 5th. The trial's supposed to start May 12th, unless they set it back, because that that jail is full. They gotta get people out. And then we have to it's gonna be 12 weeks. Damn. 12 weeks. Y'all think he's gonna be guilty? Not guilty? God's in charge, right? What do y'all think? What do you think? Let's see. 12 weeks. So that's gonna be one. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Wow, we're gonna be here all summer. It's gonna go to August. We go to August 1st, unless it gets put back. We're gonna be together all summer. I'm sorry. I want to be outside. I want to. I need a tan. I want to go on the beach and get a tan. I might not be with you every day, but I'll try to be on here every other day. Even if I just jump off for 5 minutes, but I gotta go, guys. Love you. Go cook some food. Go hug up your kids. Go dancing. Go eat an apple. Stay hydrated. It's hot. Drink some water. I got my water up here. Go make up your curry. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. This has really been fun. I've really been having fun, and I'll be back.